for refusing to try and talk things through with my parents who are reaching out to me after more than a decade. I, 19 male, haven't lived with my parents since I was 8. I haven't spoken to my parents, not even a hi, since I was 12. At the age of 8, I was shipped off to my grandparents because I was acting out, and my parents didn't want to deal with that while they were caring for my medically fragile sister, 16 female, who was 5 when I was sent away. Okay, I see what's happening. My sister was born with a seizure disorder and a genetic abnormal now I cannot say this word. A genetic abnormality a genetic abnormality that makes her very sick. She was in and out of hospitals a lot when I still lived with my parents, and I know it continued until I was 12, but I'm not sure after that. My parents took turns being with her and calling out of work. When she wasn't in the hospital, they were pouring their energy into her, and I was ignored and or forgotten in the stress of everything. I tried to get some attention from my parents, but they found it easy to just ignore me. I was a quiet kid who didn't really get very loud, and so they didn't pay attention to me. Eventually, it got to me, and I started acting out. Right there. I broke stuff, I screamed, I cursed, I ruined dinner, I hid stuff like their keys or their phones or the TV remote. It got me attention, but it didn't get me much attention. My parents would yell and would send me to my room, but that was it. They never followed up. I had a huge epic tantrum when I was 7, asking why they didn't love me and threatened to throw a bunch of stuff at them when they didn't care. They removed my sister and stayed with her in her bedroom. That was the wrong thing to do. Oh my gosh. Then, when I was 8, I broke a vase my great great grandma left to my mom. This was my parents' final straw. My mom lost her ish and told me she hated me and she wanted me out of the house because she couldn't bring herself to look at me again over a dang old vase. My dad brought me to my grandparents' house and he told them that they were sick of me being a little ish and not understanding they had better things to do than listen to me cry or yell. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. My grandparents sued for legal custody, and there was some drama for a while because my grandparents also sued for child support, as they should. As they should. I'm a school counselor, and I tell my grandparents that raise my students all the time. Oh, the parent helps. Get child support. Sue they butts for child support, okay? Yeah, I understand you love them, but you struggling trying to care for this child. And you how old? You care for their child. You care for them. Some of them care for their great grandkids. They go through a lot. Anyway, my parents didn't want me back, but they didn't want to pay the child support either. There were some phone calls that happened until I was 12 between my parents and me. That was it though. They stopped and they had no more contact with me again until last month. And they told me they regretted the way our relationship ended. And they wanted us to talk things through. I wasn't interested and I told them exactly that, but they asked several times and they tried to get my grandparents' side and failed. My parents told me my sister misses me and they're trying to make things right, but we need to talk. How she miss somebody when she was little enough to not remember this kid? How she miss somebody and she barely have any memories? My parents told me my sister missed. Yeah, they asked me not to wait until it's too late. Oh, cause yeah, the sister's very sick. And they, oh, your sister might die. Like, they trying to guilt trip this. Okay. But I don't want to fix things. I don't want a relationship with them. It's way too late for anything like that. My parents told me to remember I was no angel. And I have some stuff I need to reflect on and own up to as well. They said they wanted this to work out though. Clearly. And I see this within my job or within families, period, where you have a sick child that gets all the attention. Um, I have a sick child that in and out of the hospital, have a child that has behavior issues, ADHD or mental health issues, things like that, autism, whatever, that gets all the attention from the child that is not sick. I experienced that myself. I want to say my brother was sick. My brother had ADHD, ODD, and opposition to authority or something like that. Where a lot of times my brother would get in trouble. My mom was always at the school. The school was always calling my mom to go get my brother and things like that. And I ain't gonna front. I felt the type of way because here I was, the good child that was doing everything right. And I'm like, hey, mom, look, I'm on the honor roll. Hey, I was in Girl Scouts and band and this, and that. And like, I understood my mom was doing the best that she could because she was a single married woman. But at the same time, I think when I end up talking to my mom, she, reflecting, because I'm a school counselor and stuff like that now. And this is something I always also tell my boyfriend too, whatever, with having two kids, whatever. I'm like, don't ever sit there and think that, oh, the one that's the quietest one or the one that's, independent and things like that is the child that don't need anything. They need attention just like they do with that child that's sick. Yeah, I understand it's a lot. It's a lot caring for a sick child. But also remember that you are also neglecting emotionally your other child. Okay? You're neglecting that child. It's not fair. It's not fair for you to sit here and get mad and say, hey, tell this child, oh, you did some shit too. He was a kid. He was 6, 7, 8 years old, acting out, feeling that, hey, if I can't get your attention, I'm going to get your attention elsewhere. Like I said, I've seen it. I'm a school counselor. I work with kids, little kids of that age all the time, every day. That's my life. I see it all the time. I'm pretty sure it would not have taken anything out of their damn schedule with their child to, hey, hang out with their kid, talk with them and things like that. But for you to sit here and blame a 8-year-old kid for seeking out attention, unfortunately, negatively, yeah, you ain't did no work. No, I don't blame that baby for not wanting to talk to them at all. I don't blame them at all. I'll tell you, stop calling me, leave me alone. And I asked them, how the hell my sister, who was how many years younger than me? She's 16, 3 years younger than me. We didn't have much memories together. How did she miss somebody who wasn't there? Where was all this energy when I was there? You didn't take in consideration of her feelings that, hey, she's gonna need it. And that's the thing, like she would need her brother. She would have needed that relationship with her brother. Kids who go through stuff, they don't want to be by themselves. They want their siblings. They want the people that love them around them. And they took that away from her. And now they all of a sudden, oh, we're gonna consider for you to sit there and drop your son off, and then you sit there and say, I hate you, whatever the case may be. That was the biggest heartbreak, the biggest part of abandonment that this child has gone through. And I hope and pray that this kid, because he's 19, I'm glad his parents were like, first of all, I'm suing y'all for child support. Because why? First of all, how you drop your kid off to your damn parents' house and be like, you know what, the hell with you, I ain't paying you nothing. So you wanted your parents to watch this kid and take care of this kid for free? They already did their job raising your trifling ass. You wanted them to take care of your child for free? For free? Mm. And they probably figure, oh, because I know back in the days that people used to do that back in the days where, because my great grandma did it. She took care of, excuse me, my aunts and uncles or whatever. She took care of, not my aunts, my cousins and things like that. When my grandma had kids or aunts had kids, uncles had kids, the grandparents took care of them, no questions asked. But this is 2025. Between this is a new whole gap now. First of all, stuff going up from back then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My grandma don't need help maintaining the chickens and the pigs and the garden and the field, whatever. Grandma need help. Don't need that help no more. Okay, we in a different world. Shit is getting real. Okay, like for you to say, man, like for you to sit there and tell your son, hey, you did shit too. He was 8. He was a kid. He didn't know any better. He knew, hey, if I can't get y'all attention any kind of way, because y'all sitting here leaving this child alone, like he's a damn hamster or a damn snake plant or some crap. Oh, like I'm gonna feed him and I'm gonna clothe. I'm gonna do just enough that the law tells me to do when it comes to take care of a child. But the attention and the emotion and anything else like that, you good, bro. You got to figure out your own. I'm so glad his grandparents was like, yeah, we gonna take care of our child. But that just, ooh, man, that disgusting. That no, they good. I wouldn't even call them my parents. I'ma call them my. I would call them my grandparents' child, grandparents, my egg donor and sperm donor, cause they ain't nothing to you, baby. They ain't nothing. You wait almost a decade to reach out to this kid and say, hey, let's build a relationship. You don't bother the kid no more throughout the years. You got mad because you got to pay child support. Like, who does that? These, man, let me tell you, these people wilding, man. Like, wow.